So guys, today I am going to start A Court of Thorn and Roses. This is the most recommended book. I keep seeing it all over my friends' Instagram stories. Everyone is reading this. So I got the whole box set to read it. I have no idea what it's about. The only hint that I know about this is that it's like Harry Potter. Someone told me it's like Harry Potter. So if I like Harry Potter, I will like ACOTAR. We'll see how this turns out. I'm actually so excited. Yeah. So I'm 148 pages into this book. There's a lot of I guess that's what you call world building and introduction of characters and understanding what's going on in that world. I'm enjoying it. It's pretty good. I pretty much powered through all these pages because I was like, hey, I want to know what's gonna happen. Why is this book so famous and there's such a cult following for it? I kind of get it. It's very easy to read. Unlike a lot of books where sometimes the beginning I find kind of slow or hard to get into. I actually didn't really feel this way. Maybe the first chapter it was a little slower, but I also understand that the beginning is just the introduction, you know? But yeah, this is not like Harry Potter at all. I don't know what I was expecting when there was that comparison. I think they meant it's a fantasy book, which I can see the comparison. I was not expecting any sort of romance. I can feel the romance coming in this book. That kind of took me out by surprise, and I don't know, I kind of enjoy it. I kind of enjoy the anticipation of what's gonna happen with the characters and stuff. So it's been 2 days now and I'm currently on page 249. Things are starting to pick up and now starting to feel like shit's about to happen. Or there's more questions and I'm glad it happened this way. It pretty much brought me to a point where I'm almost thinking okay, what's gonna happen next? Come on. And then right when I even thought of that, it happened. Funny story, I snapped a photo of this book and I was like, oh, I don't know anything about this, but I'm excited to try it. And Amy, my cousin, snapped me back right away and said, I heard that's a really spicy book. I didn't know what she meant. I thought she meant oh, it's an exciting, it's really fun book. I didn't realize spicy meant there's a lot of sex going on in these books. But so far I feel it's not that spicy at all. Maybe there's more in the second half of the book. I don't know, but so far, very minor spice level. So I finished this book in 5 days, which is crazy for me because I am a very, very, very slow reader. I take my time reading and I like to feel like I'm in that world, which apparently is a bad thing. Some people don't read like that, where you have the voice replay in your head. It's almost a movie in my head. If you know, you know. I pretty much went to work, came home, ate, did my thing, and straight to the book. I couldn't get enough of it. All I thought about was this book. It was very exciting to read, especially with the build up from the beginning. You appreciate that a lot more. I think I did. I'm excited to get into the Sarah J. Maas world. I'm already looking at which series to read next. She has 3 series in total. A Court of Thorn and Roses, Throne of Glass, which is completed, the Crescent City series, and I'm gonna order them now so that I'll have it ready on hand when I'm done this. Is that crazy? I'm not even done this series and I'm buying more books already. 5 stars, highly recommend. You guys should read it. You know what I appreciate about the previous book? It was getting really close to the end and I wasn't sure how she was gonna wrap it all up, but it actually wrapped up really well and it didn't leave a cliffhanger where you're oh my gosh, I need the next book. So I did appreciate that because I would hate it if I was left with a cliffhanger, how you would when you watch shows. You know, at the end of a season of a show, you're just I have to wait how many months, 6 months to a year before the next one comes out. I hate that. I was watching some reels and it said that ACOTAR is kind of a retelling of Beauty and the Beast. I don't know why I didn't even think of that, but it definitely, now that I think of it, it definitely has that vibe where very Beauty and the Beastie. But I'm really glad that I didn't know anything about this series, because how everything played out, it was just such a pleasant surprise, and I think it definitely made my reading experience so much better. So if you don't know anything about the series so far, like the plot or any characters, I highly recommend just not looking in further. Just stop watching this video and go read the book and come back later, because you know, like if I'm talking about the book, even if I try not to give out any details, something will be said that you don't want to know. So click out, go read the books, and then come back later and then we can talk about it, you know? Like I really want to have like a non-spoiler video just so I can yap and talk about the plot and the characters and everything that happened. I'm so excited. So I'm already on chapter 15 of this book. It's already not going the way I thought it would, in the best ways possible. Yeah, we shall see what happens next. Okay, so I just got back from vacation and I read a lot more than I thought. It was like a 6-hour flight there, 6-hour flight back. This is how much I read. We started, I think, around chapter 17 and now we're on 48. So a lot has happened. I really enjoyed the romance in this book, the politics, the scheming. My favorite scenes was during training. There was a moment on the flight I just had to take a picture of this one paragraph, and it just made me feel all types of ways. Like it was just so sweet and so heartwarming, and yet like a little healing. Main characters in this book are just so, I'm just swooning over their relationship. It's just something else, and I really wish that I knew that this book was gonna be this good going in, because I'm never gonna get to read this for the first time ever again. I'm never gonna be surprised by the plot twist or the character development. This just like hits different. I'm so happy that I'm reading this book. I already know it's gonna hold a special place in my heart. Like I already want to reread this before it's even finished, you know? There's some parts in this book that makes me want to go back to the first book and just reread and see what happened, because the way I read it in the first part might be different than how I see it now, because you're gonna notice things that you didn't notice before. It's just a completely different experience now. Another part of this that I freaking love, besides the romance, the politics, it's like the friends found family aspect. I think a lot of people can kind of relate to that. It's so heartwarming, and you kind of want it for yourself, you know? Like you kind of want that, yes, this is like what everyone should have and deserve, like the friends that you made into your family. I feel like this is a pretty well-rounded book, leaning more to the romance. Maybe I didn't realize how much I like romance books until I read this series. Okay, I'm just reenacting this, but this was genuinely my reaction when the camera wasn't on, okay? I can't reenact it, but it was like very like, what the it was so crazy. Holy shit, what just happened? That's like the best ending to a book I've ever read. I'm so glad I didn't read this when it first came out, because I need to read the next book right away. Holy shit. That was crazy. Before the most epic ending to a book, there was a scene that was just so freaking cute. For the most part of the book, there's like these hints, this yearning for something to happen, and all of a sudden 54 happens, and you're just like, wow, that's everything and more than what I had expected and wanted to happen. It was just so perfect. I'm such a freaking loser. Such a good read. I give this 5 stars. Honestly, like a 6 if I could. Hands down, my favorite book in terms of the plot, the romance, the story, the characters, everything. It's just so good. I am shocked. It is 1 a.m. right now and I need to read at least 1 or 2 chapters of the next book. So I got a little crazy, and while I was reading this, I actually ordered some cute supplies. I actually got from Temu. Girl, I am going to tab some of my favorite scenes in this book. I got some tabs because I saw people doing it. I didn't really understand why people tabbed. Now I get it, because I just want to tab all the scenes that I love and I might want to reread. It was just so cute. I went as far as getting some ACOTAR bookmarks and even a book bag. So this is all that I tabbed so far, just like the main plots that I really like. I will tab some more the second time I read this series. I can't wait to reread this series already. So I finished a huge chunk of ACOTAR. I'm on page 497. Boy, this book is actually so good. I didn't expect to like it as much as I do because people were saying it was a little boring, but I don't know. I feel like it was a page turner. There were so many plot twists, surprises, and scheming going on. There's a lot of politics and just prepping for the war, all of that going on. It was just so fun to read. Maybe people don't like it because it's not as romancy as the previous book, but I thoroughly enjoy this. So I have finished A Court of Wings and Runes. I can't even think right now. I'm so tired, but that was so worth finishing. Can you tell by my voice? I feel like I'm getting a little sick from staying up so late reading every night, but it is so worth it. I would say, okay, A Court of Mist and Fury and ACOTAR are just like equally in my heart. One is just romance and the other is just like intense politics and plot. I don't know, it did not disappoint, and I kind of wish I'm doing this earlier in the morning so my brain isn't so foggy, you know? You guys ever get so tired you're just like laughing at everything? That's me right now. I give ACOTAR 5 stars. Like, it was so well-rounded, so entertaining. There was like the romance part, there was the scheming part, plot twists, surprises, moments where you're just like, what the heck just happened? The only issue is like there's some holes to the plot, and I'm wondering if it'll be answered in the next books, because certain things happen and I was kind of like, okay, but how? Besides that, if you just accept it for what it is, great book, 5 stars. Thoroughly enjoyed it. As you can tell right behind me over here, I went on a crazy book buying binge haul because Toys R Us in Canada is closing down and these books were 40% off. Like, how can I say no to that? So I bought everything. There are a few books I kind of regret not buying, like Powerless. It was 40% off and I didn't because I wanted the soft covers, but now I'm thinking back, like maybe I want the hard covers, but it's too late. I even got a book cart for all of my books. Hello. If you want to see what I bought, tune into the next video. But for now, let's talk about A Court of Frost and Starlight. Da-da-da. This is a novella. It is less than 300 pages. It's actually only 230 pages. I am having a very hard time getting through this book. I feel like it's a bit of a chore to read it. It's kind of boring. This takes place during Christmas and you're just getting to see different characters' perspective, and it kind of jumps back and forth a lot. There's like no real flow to it, which makes it a little hard to get through for me. I feel like I could have done without this, but I'm just gonna get through it for the sake of getting through it. Like, I don't see why I would stop considering it's so short. I am just gonna listen to the audiobook to get through this one. I think it is easier to digest. If you don't want to read the series, I recommend listening to the audiobook, the dramatized one, because I feel like audiobooks are kind of boring, but for these ones, like these fantasy novels or series, it is life-changing. Seriously, it's so good. So I am finally starting A Court of Silver Flames. I don't know what to expect from this, but I did read a comment that said they don't like how dark it got. I don't know how I feel about this going into it, considering I really loved the original trilogy. So we'll see how this goes. Final book, 750 pages. Let's see if it's as easy to read as the other ones. I got 145 pages into A Court of Silver Flames. I didn't do it in one go, okay? I did it in like a couple days, which is honestly slower than I usually read this series. And I don't know, I'm just having a hard time getting into it. Maybe the bad reviews, or it's not really a bad review, it's just some of the comments I read is making me have a difficult time getting into it. The positive of this book is that people say they like it more than the first book, which is giving me a lot of hope since I loved the first book. That's what's getting me through this, but overall, so far it doesn't hit the same. Let's just say that without giving too much away, but I'm gonna try to finish it because it seemed like some people freaking love this book. It's been over a week since I started A Court of Silver Flames, and I am only just under a third of the way there, or finished, because it was just way too spicy. I totally understand what people meant when they said that the series is really spicy. In reality, it's just this book. The other ones maybe 1, 2, or 3 scenes or something like that. And this one just felt like every other chapter or something. It just felt like way too much, and I almost DNF'd. I just learned what that meant. Did not finish this book, but I also believe in the series, you know? I feel like there's a reason why people rate this their third favorite or even second favorite book of the series, so I have some hope, but it's not looking that good right now. Some positives though, I appreciate A Court of Frost and Starlight a little bit more now because it gave some solid backstories before entering into A Court of Silver Flames. Oh, I never rated A Court of Frost and Starlight. I gave it about a 2.5. I'm scared that's a little low, but that's genuinely how I feel. It was just not it for me. I am currently obsessed with Carrie Can Read. I freaking love how she does her plot summary because it's just so fun to watch. I keep rewatching the first 3 books over and over again at work. I'm not done with this world. Like, I am still obsessed with this series, and I am a little disappointed with A Court of Silver Flames, so I'm just reliving the first 3 books. Thank you to Haley Pham because she introduced me to Carrie Can Read, and I'm hoping to finish all these other series that she does plot summaries for because it's just so fun. There's some parts where if you read the book, like, you already know certain things before the rest of the story plays out, right? Like, it's already there, but the way she tells the story, it's like she holds on to those bits and then tells you at the perfect time so that it flows nicely. It's just like, wow. It was so well done, so well planned out. If you don't plan on reading it, I highly recommend just listening to the plot summary, but it's even better after you read it. And I can't wait to rewatch all of her plot summaries when the 6th book comes out. Like, I finished this book while on vacation. Man, okay, honestly, this turned out a lot better than I expected. I had a hard time getting through this. It did get better. Like, there was some plot, but there was a lot of freaking spice that was just way too much. Like, did not need that. Honestly, this book did not need to be 750 pages long. She pretty much could have gotten rid of like this much of the story. I don't know, maybe a little less. But if she did, this book would have been so freaking good. All that spice is so unnecessary. I wonder if it's because this turned into an adult fantasy, so she can like unleash and just go bananas with the spice. But girl, that was too much. I really hope her next books don't have this issue, but we shall see. The funny thing about this was I was on the plane reading this. I was beside the pool reading this, and I wonder what people were thinking. Like, if someone already read this, they know there's some crazy spice in this, and it's like every other chapter, that's what it feels like at least. So I would totally be like, girl, why are you reading that here? There's people everywhere. You know what? Okay, I'm giving you guys a chance to click out, okay? I'm not gonna spoil too much, but I also don't want to take away from the plot, so do it. You got 3, 2, 1. Okay, anyways. I feel like I can really relate to the main character. Ugh, the ending just kind of healed me. Girl, if she can do it, you can do it. You can overcome adversity. You can overcome trauma and whatnot. Like, the friends found family aspect of it, I love so much. Yeah, this book really got me super excited for what's to come because it was just so good once you get over all the spice and smut. I rate this 4 stars. Unfortunately, if she cut out all the spice and the smut and kept it to the bare minimum like the other books, I would have given this an easy 5. It was just so difficult to get through. It took me 2 weeks to get through this book, and all the other books were 7 days or under, which says a lot. All in all, it took me 6 weeks to finish the whole series. I am a very, very slow reader. I reread things. I take time to process everything. I am imagining every word or every scene in my head, like I'm immersed in it. And it took me 6 weeks to finish this. So that just says how much I like this series. I freaking love it. I highly recommend anyone who has not read it to read it. If you like fantasy, romantasy, or you're into romance and you want to get into fantasy, I think this is a great series to start with. Thanks for watching this, guys. I freaking love reading because of this series. I am so excited to do more of these videos. It's just an excuse for me to spend lots of time reading and just documenting it. So up next, can you guess what I'm gonna be reading? Comment down below what you think it is. I think it's pretty obvious, and I'm giving, this is my hint that it should be very obvious, you know? But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye!